So this is a quick, hold on, Lizzo. This is a quick check-in. I don't let myself record before my hair dries, because I need to get away from the morning extremities. And I also don't let myself record until after I wash my face, because I need to get away from the, because sometimes at night your thoughts aren't representative of what you actually think. So that's a way that I kind of like to stay true to the commitment of worthwhile thought we're sharing. And Poe and I are going to go pick up my mother's birthday gift that I ordered and I was talking about yesterday, and I'll check in later. I had a bunch of ideas this morning and I wrote them down, but I'll talk about that later. I just wanted to say why I always record at a certain point of time. That's why. Yeah, so Poe's in a little bit of a mood, but yeah. Okay, that's all for now. Okay, one more thing. Sorry, Lizzo again. I just got an ad for Apple ads on Maps. Why does everything have to be why? I hate feeling commodified all the time. I said in my pilot episode that I didn't wear my hat at graduation because I didn't want to feel like I'm on an assembly line, a number, and I just hate feeling like everything is reduced to views. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get away from with this. I literally value whoever watches or engages with anything that I say just for the fact that they chose to spend time with me in a way, and that they chose to impart some of their energy into considering what I'm saying. So for example, my Poe, I don't reduce anything that she sees. I'm not going to say, oh, that's my sister viewing it. That doesn't matter as much. That is not true. Each person matters for themselves. And Apple, if you're listening, Tim Cook's not the CEO. Someone else is now. I don't remember who it is. Tim Cook and, yeah. Anyways, if anyone in that vicinity is listening, I understand that that's how you make a livelihood. But it's why does everything have to be so focused on turning things into productivity and numbers all the time? And I was stuck in that thought rut for a really long time, and I'm trying to get out of it. And it's really easy to slip back into, but I don't know. I kind of wish that it wasn't like that as much anymore. So if someone who has that power to change that hears this, please make the change. We'd all appreciate it, because I think it really is stressful. Yeah, I have more to say on that, but I'm going to stop now because Joe's being kind, and I'm not going to take advantage of her patience because I've already made her wait for 10 minutes. Okay, bye-bye for now. Okay, we just picked up Mother's birthday gift, and we carried it out like we were carrying a what is that? Chest?
The lunch.
The lunch bins, yes. And also I'm 2 for 2 for making the cashier laugh, because I was
Joe expensive me both times.
Joe was she was Joe was I got it, and I was no, I want to carry it too. And I told and I turned my head and I was she just wants to show off because she took powerlifting, and they both laughed.
At the expense of both.
Two for two though, so yeah. I would show you what it is, but because my mother doesn't even watch these videos as of right now, but just in case I don't want to ruin her birthday surprise, because I put a lot of thought into it, so you'll see it on the 10th. That's all for now. Hopefully that closes. Yes, it did. Okay, that's all for now. Okay, so I have a few orders of business to discuss. So first of all, I wanted to say I thought of this on the tread this morning, and as you know, I don't record any of my thoughts in the morning, because I find them to either be they kind of represent the extremes of the day. So it's if I'm in a really good mood or a really bad mood, and I don't want to put that out because I feel like that's not an authentic, representation of what I'm actually thinking about. So same for night, because it's at night sometimes I'm wow, I'm the greatest person ever, or others I'm I should delete everything I've ever done. And I've said that on here before. I wanted to say it again. But the thing I wanted to say is I love to listen to Adele, specifically right now, the album 21, because I'm 21, and then also Somewhere in Brooklyn by Bruno Mars, because I like to hear about it's so interesting to me how people are at such different points at the same age. Like, how did Adele write that when she was 21? And she probably wrote it like at like 20 and it got published when she was 21. I don't know. But like the fact that she was at that point when she was 21 and I'm 21, and then Bruno Mars was singing a song about someone else who's, you know, lost in Brooklyn at 21. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to say. That was the first thing. Second thing, what was the second thing? Oh yeah, today I'm watching Hoppers. I'm so excited. I started the first 30 minutes and I am like I don't want to like say that I'm a Disney adult because I'm not, but I am, what is it, Pixar adult, I guess. Why do they talk so loud? Don't you know if I'm talking you should not be? Just kidding. Not really though, because I actually, but anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna watch Hoppers. I started the first 30 minutes last night, and I try to watch with as much intention as I can. Intention, like full attention, but also intention to like pay attention to the details, because it's kind of a Pixar movie is so complex because it's kind of like listening to a song. Like, you know, when you listen to a song, sometimes I listen to the same song literally like 10 times and it's not on repeat, and you get a different experience each time because sometimes I focus on the words, other times I focus on the back vocals, other times I focus on like the instrumentals, and you can hear different, like you hear the song differently depending on what you focus on. And same thing can be said for Pixar. So like the Pixar roles are so like it's so vast to me how many are so vast. It's so overwhelming to me to think about, but also impressive because of how vast the detail is in, not vast, that is the wrong word. It's like the detail runs the gamut. Like I don't even like saying that. Why do I? Okay, I need to breathe. There are so many jobs that it's like orchestrating. I've mentioned this before, but it's like orchestrating a symphony when you're directing a movie, specifically an animated 3D movie like a Pixar film, because it's like you have the shading, you have layout, you have the camera movement, you have sound, you have like Foley artists, and then you have music. It's like you have like all these nested categories within categories, and it's not even like, and then you just have the story itself. So it's like you can watch the movie so many times and get something else from it. Like even like the little twitches of the facial like expressions that a character in the background might do, that like someone animated that, someone approved that. And I heard this one thing that it's like every little detail on a Pixar movie, it's a guarantee that 75 people argued over it. And it was also like, so at Pixar, I'm pretty sure that they do reiterations of the films. So it's like we're only seeing one existence of this film. It's like there literally are other films that exist that are a version of the story. So I think that's cool because it's like, no, they agreed to show this version. And while I think that there's a danger of, you know, having too many cooks in the kitchen in a sense, where it's like you kind of lose what you have the potential of losing direction if people aren't on the same page. That's why you need a good director to command direction, but also encourage experimentation to make the film better. But still everyone is in the same like path. That didn't come out as exactly what I was saying, but I was talking to Cho this morning about Victory Gardens and why FDR is such an impressive president, because he was able to, you know, direct the efforts of the American citizens during a time of war, which is actually easier because during times of war, people become less polarized because, you know, they become a country again to fight other countries. But that's also bad because then it's like black sheep brings them together. But anyways, that's what I was just thinking about. So I'm going to watch Hoppers today, and then I'm going to finish Hoppers, and I'll, of course, check back in about that. I dropped off Welch's grape juice and barbecue chips to my mom's office. She wasn't there. She was at an eye appointment. But I thought it was funny because it's kind of like bread and wine from Jesus or something. But it was Welch's grape juice and barbecue chips. So I couldn't decide between a play on wine and cheese and bread, so I did barbecue chips, and she also mentioned that the other day. So I was just like, it's summer, whatever. Because, yeah, I was thinking of her. She had a hard day today, so I just thought something that would make her smile. And I wanted to get the Cookie Monster balloon, but it was $17.99 and already deflating a little bit. And I was like, well, that's depressing if you have to cut open a balloon, although I do love balloons. Like, cut open a balloon, I mean to get rid of it eventually. That's why I don't like having cut flowers, because you eventually have to throw them out. If anyone ever gets me flowers, I want them potted, because I want them to grow. I don't want them to die. Move in the right direction. That's the goal. I had other things to say, of course. This is one more thing. This is kind of a monologue, so I'm sorry, and I know it's kind of rushed because I feel hyper right now. So I sometimes joke, it's like I feel like Martha Speaks, all I do is talk. And I joke that about myself, but when other people repeat that back to me, that is so hurtful to me. And just someone said that to me yesterday, and I was trying not to think about it today. But I wanted to put it out there because this person doesn't even watch my videos because they're rude. But this person said that to me, and I'm not going to dwell and say like this person is rude, and because it's like the thoughts that you allow to come out of your mouth, they become a part of you. So if you don't want it to become a part of you, then don't say it. But like, so I don't want to have that on my character. I don't want to, be detrimental to someone else's self-worth to make myself feel better, even though it's sometimes really tempting. So yeah, anyways, I just wanted to send a reminder that that words often stick, and be careful what you say for yourself, but also be careful what you say to others, because that was, it's not even like that deep. It's just like one of those comments that sticks with you. Like, oh, of course you're always talking. Like, it's kind of like an insult because it's like they don't want to hear what you have to say. I don't know. I do talk a lot. I'm just, yeah. So anyways, there's that. I'm sure I had other things to say too, of course. Oh, well, okay, there I go again. I'm recording these because I actually feel like I have meaningful things that other people might find helpful. And I do like to share my thoughts because it's a good outlet for me. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to watch that and I'll check back in. Okay, bye-bye. So I'm at the part, and I'm doing my Harry Potter book, as I said, in German, and I'm at the part where Neville gets the remember all. It's called Ein Erinn mich in German. Erinn, I've learned, is to remember, I think. I try not to look up words. I try just to get an understanding and to think in German, not to translate in English, because that takes too much time. And when you think in like the language that you're speaking in, I think. I'm not fluent in another language, so I don't know. But anyways, when Neville is like, it turns red, it's like und wenn es rot wird, which is like, and when it's red, and then he's like, oh, but I don't remember what I forgot. That's what I was saying a couple days ago with the Mano recollection paradox, where it's like, how do you learn what you don't know? And I thought that was an interesting connection and that I should share it. So yeah, yeah, that's all for now. One more thing that I wanted to say is when I watch these back, this cut, I don't even know what it is. I'm trying not to be like as appearance focused and like vain, but like it bothers me so much. I don't know why. I think it's just one of those things that takes time, and I use adapalene every night, so I think I'm like I might be like not letting it heal fully, but it's like a weird like cut. I don't know what exactly I don't really care what it is as long as it goes away. So I just wanted to say that it's been like in my mind, and I'm like, when I watch these back, I'm like, oh, that red dot. And yeah. So I'm calling attention to, it doesn't even matter. It should matter what I'm saying, not how I look saying it. But then it's like, we do live in a world in which, your appearance is important. So I just wanted to say that's bugging me. And that although you can think something and want to think something, it's kind of like de facto de jure. It's like you might tell yourself it doesn't matter, but like if you still behave like it does, then clearly there's some truth to that, at least for you, like from a relative truth perspective. So like a relative truth true to you, not a universal one. So yeah, I wanted to say that as well. This is the third time that I recorded what I'm trying to say. I am really tired today, apparently. But basically, I was conducting my own comparative study between two shows I noticed were similar. Point A. Point B. The two hosts have very different ethos, which is how they're perceived in society, their credibility, but they are evoking similar pathos, emotion from their show because they're both feel-good shows. And I'm not saying the names on purpose because I don't think that's the point. The point is what I notice about the comparison. And the logos is the same because the logical structure of the show is pretty much the same. Basically, I'm just making a point about how we're perceived by an audience matters, even though a rhetorical triangle is meant to take all three parts, ethos, pathos, and logos, into account. I don't necessarily know equally, but it's supposed to be pretty consistent or pretty equal because it is a triangle. So that's kind of what I'm noticing right now. I don't know what to do with that thought, clearly, because I've tried to convey it and it's just not conveying as I hoped, but or not as I hoped, but as I intended. And then, so yeah, that's my point. This video seems to be a little bit jumbled. So I've had a bunch of thoughts today, but I didn't record them because I wanted to just make sure I'm just not filling the air and I'm saying something that's worthwhile. And this is my 7th video, so this is a week of me doing this. My why, if anyone wants to know, sometimes I've heard that you don't share your why. I don't care, I'm gonna share it. My why is obviously a little bit egotistical because first of all, it's the theory of psychological egoism. The human nature is to preserve oneself, in a sort of evolutionary sense. You can look more into that if you want, but I'm not gonna explain it right now. But yeah, so of course I want my story preserved and what I think online. Who doesn't like that? But it's also because there's this one quote from, it's Fred Rogers popularized it, but I think it was Mary Lou, and then her name starts with a K, but I can't pronounce her last name. It's there isn't someone you couldn't learn to love if you take the time to learn someone's story, you couldn't learn to love them. And I think that quotes like that and thoughts and previous thoughts that I've shared, I think are worth taking the time to contemplate. And the world could use some more, contemplation. I don't really know. Hey, Lois. Yeah, I don't know. I have whys. They feel cheesy now that I'm about to say them out loud, but that's what, actually, I think I might end it here. Maybe for today, I don't know. But I'm also just a little bit discouraged because, I know I said views don't matter, but, they do matter because I do want to feel heard. Everybody wants to feel heard. But, I kind of had it in my head that it would be I've said it a couple times, but, a dialectic. And I think I just need more patience. I think this is a good lesson for me in patience. But I don't really, I'm actually going to keep this. I've decided just in the last 2 seconds that I thought about it, I'm going to keep this video in even though I'm not really happy with how it's turning out, because I think some of the things that I'm saying out loud, like patience, and I'm clearly struggling right now to articulate what I'm trying to say, was the behind the scenes thing that I set out to kind of do. So yeah, that's all for now. I don't know. I'm gonna blame it on the heat. It is like 86 degrees and I don't like to be cold, but I really don't like to be overheated. I'm gonna finish Hoppers tonight. I'm gonna just maybe chill and not fill the air with more speaking as of right now because I don't feel like I'm offering very much. But showing the good and the bad I think is beneficial. That's all for now. I know I said that like probably 2 minutes ago, but that actually is all for now. I'm gonna go on a walk with my Poe and chill, like I just said, and slow down, because even though I said my goal yesterday was to slow down, just because I woke up today doesn't mean my goal changed. It doesn't mean I have to have a brand new goal and someone's coming and I don't want to be interrupted because I will yell at them. So I'm gonna stop now. Actually, one more thing. Okay, I actually have one more thing to say. There's this like phenomenon that I feel in my head all the time where I call it, this is kind of gross, but I call it like thought constipation. And I don't know if anyone else has it. Actually, no, I made a point. If I have it, I'm sure someone else has it. But so it's like when you like have a bunch of things in your head, you can't really put your finger on it. It's like when it's like the same kind of sensation as when something's at the tip of your tongue. And sometimes these videos, like, I do love to share my thoughts because if I weren't sharing them, I'm always writing them in my notes. So like before I did this, like I would open new notes like multiple times a day and be like thought. But I wanted to share them because I thought maybe something good would come from it. And that's kind of one of my whys that I was talking about in a different video that I deleted. I was talking about like why I'm doing what I'm doing as a reminder for myself and for others, and to remind myself not to be discouraged if I'm not getting the interaction that I initially anticipated, which again is attributable to my lack of patience, which I'm working on. But anyways, my point is that it's like this like thought constipation where it's like you have a bunch of ideas, they're not coming out well, and it's like they're there, they're not there, they're kind of fleeting, and they're not exactly worth sharing, but it's not something that I want to forget, and it's just a weird spot, and it frustrates me a lot, and I'm kind of having one of those days. Some days it's just like you're on it and please do not interrupt me. Close call for him. I know who it is because I know his footsteps and his loud, yeah, anyways, I'm not going to be negative today, so, well, I already was multiple times, but you know, whatever. Live and you learn. Matters is improvement. So yeah, I'm not articulating my thoughts well today. It's frustrating, but some days you're on it, some days you're not. Today I'm a little bit off, but again, that's the good and the bad that is important to share, because things only have meaning when you contrast them with what's opposite. That is attributable to Heraclitus. All things are in opposites, but it's also attributable to our good friend Aristotle. What is what's not. But it was Heraclitus that said, nothing is not, because you can't have what is if you don't have is not. That is not even, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm stopping here. Look it up. Heraclitus, unity and opposition. Yes. I didn't forget it. I'm just, like I said, not on the ball today, but guess what? There's tomorrow, and that means that there's another opportunity to try. So if anyone else, which is, again, very likely, if anyone else is having one of those off the ball days, know that I'm with you today, and hopefully won't be tomorrow. Just kidding. But yeah, that's all for now. Actually, again, slower thought. I'm just, okay, whatever. You got it. Bye for now. One more thing. Cho just said something really funny. She can't find her shoes, and she was like, oh, they probably got peed on. And that's so funny coming from like, so we have, how many cats do we have? 1,007 cats, a bunch of dogs, bunnies, and guinea pigs. So the joke, I used to joke, I said this on my German talk abroad one time. I joked in German that I live on a farm, but like, I couldn't convey the joke in German, and the person I was talking to thought I lived on a farm, and the whole time I had to talk about my farm life. And Cho doesn't think that's funny, but anyway, she just said they probably got peed on, like I said. And I think that is something that's worth sharing, because which cat does it? Apparently we have a problem with all of the cats peeing on shoes. So maybe your dog chews your shoes, but at least your cat doesn't pee on them like ours. So I'm actually going to end it there now. I'm going to actually stop saying that I'm going to end it there, because knowing me, if I have a thought, I'll just pick up my phone anyways. But yeah, so yeah, peeing cats on the shoes. Okay. Okay, well, surprise, surprise. I'm recording again, even though I said that was my last video, but I just told Cho I don't want to think about anything really thinky right now, and that's like, because I just, again, recorded a video about how I was saying, I'll say it briefly, and I'll expand on it if it seems right, but I was saying how for the first time since I graduated school, I always found community in who I went to school with, like a sense of like camaraderie, and we're in it together. And since I graduated, a really noticeable positive thing that has come from this is that I feel a sense of community towards people in my actual community. So I don't know if it's bad that I didn't have it as much or as strongly or as noticeably before, or maybe it's just that my school community was the predominant one in my mind. But now I feel like when I'm driving alongside other people, I feel like, oh, you know, we're in it together, you know, like wave at the light, wave to your neighbors, you know, like, and it's like, that's so small. It's like such an obvious thing, I guess, that we're in a community together with the people around us. But it's like, even right before I was about to go to bed, like 2 nights ago, but I didn't want to record because I don't record after I wash my face, and because I don't want to capture any night extremity thoughts. Can we go this way? But like I heard someone like driving obnoxiously, and I'm like, please, I'm trying to sleep. But it's like, for the first time, I actually thought like, oh my gosh, that's kind of cool. That's someone in my community driving obnoxiously down the road. And I really haven't had that thought before. It's been festering in my mind to re-say how I was saying what I said in the video that Cho was like, yeah, get rid of that one. But yeah, I'm done thinking for now. Well, no, I'm not done thinking. This is exactly why I said I wanted to stop, because my thoughts aren't coming out well. But the community one I thought was important because that's a really big and positive change I noticed from college, even though it's only been 3 weeks. But yeah, I just feel a closer sense of community with those around me. And that includes, it's odd because it includes like so many ages. And before it was like school is just your peers, not really like, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say now. I'm gonna stop. Okay, bye. I'm literally going to, a bug just went in my mouth, and I feel like it was bad karma for some. There's no such thing as bad karma. Karma's only the residual of your action.
I cursed you.
Yeah, someone did. Please. It was probably Bagoo.
I said I wish a bug would find your mouth.
Yeah, you did. Thanks a lot, Poe. So again, I'm still really unhappy with what I did, and I just have this urge to like delete everything from today, but that would be against the philosophy that I'm trying to do. So, oh my gosh. This is hard. It doesn't even, it's so annoying because like it doesn't even, like no one's watching these right now, so like I'm not saying no one will, but like it's so like this is difficult for me. I just want to get rid of it, like what I did today, because some days I'm happy with it, but other days I'm like but no, I'm not, because that would ruin what I'm trying to do. This video would, it's like those days where it's like the workout sucks, like Michael Phelps was like, the days you really don't want to show up are the days that matter the most. And I don't want to be interrupted by a car, so I'm gonna stop now. And a freaking bug went in my mouth. One time we were leaving for spring break and I asked Bagoo to curse us so we wouldn't have to leave because I was having a lot of fun. And our flight got delayed, but it was actually just a terrible situation because the island power, like the whole island was out of power. So we were just hot and sitting in an airport with sweaty people, and it sucked, but that's what you get when you ask Bagoo the witch to do some water dance outside, whatever. Anyways, that's all actually for now. And yeah, freaking bug. And here, Poe, do you have any words of uplifting wisdom? Poe, come on, share something. Poe, share a sentiment. She's being annoying. This is annoying me because it's like I feed off other people's energy and you have none right now. So I'm also blaming you partially for these videos today because she's been pretty down today. I don't know why. Even though you were in a good mood before. So whatever. I'm stopping now. I'm actually stopping. I know I said that a million times, but I'm actually stopping now.